Hey, hello, hi! Welcome everybody back to a new video. So the GBA is one of my most favorite Nintendo handheld consoles, specifically the first iteration of the console, only because of how comfortable and compact it is. And as you can see that I have it modded a bit with the backlit screen and some chrome buttons and a clear black shell, of course. I've been playing a good bit of Pokemon Ruby, but the thing is, I don't like how it takes batteries. This red dot right here never fails to scare me. And personally, I don't like being wasteful. I really hate how these things eat up batteries pretty quickly. And I really don't like having to go out and buy new batteries all the time. Which also leads into another thing. I am a very cheap person. I was looking at battery rechargeable mods and those are really pricey. I really don't like how they're like 40, 50, 60 bucks. So I was thinking, what if I use something like this? Sticking it into here and soldering this onto some of the boards to see if maybe it would give me some good battery. I was looking at some of the battery parts for it, and this thing won't even give it, like, maybe if we're lucky, an hour of battery life. According to ChatGPT at least, this thing uses at least 3,000 to 4,000 milliamp hours of battery life. So this is super weak in comparison. And I was looking around at some different batteries that I have. I figured that this one would be too big, and I realized a DS battery would be perfect for it. It should be able to give me 5 to 10 hours of battery life depending on how much I'm using it. So this should be able to support the GBA at least for a good bit. So these are all just spare parts I've been having around from some scrap projects. Take these cables off, and I figured that this charging module is okay. I don't think I would have a problem trying to connect this onto this battery, but it has micro USB, and of course nobody uses that these days. So I went through another box, this bad boy right here. This is a TP4056 charging module. So basically what this does is we're able to solder our battery connections onto here, and it'll be able to output over to our GBA by also soldering it on. And we're going to be able to charge it using USB-C. So this is perfect. I'm pretty sure this should be just fine. I don't think we need to step up or step down any voltages. I think that should just be a perfect fit right there. Something like that would be just fine. I just want to go and test out the voltage on this battery real quick. So let's go. There we go. We have pretty much 3 volts right there, which is pretty much what the GBA runs off of. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think this gauge of wire is simply too thin, probably not very safe. So I'm going to go and desolder this off in a bit. There we go. Now we can go and use some of this wire to go and put on our little board right here. Something like that should just be fine. I am gonna have to take off these battery holders right here, which is pretty easy. See all the corrosion and rust on this. I'm surprised it still works, but there we go. And this part we need to go and focus on now. All right, I think that should just be just fine. I gotta be careful with this screen over here. Okay, so I was halfway into desoldering these before I realized that it might be unnecessary to desolder those because the battery barely even fits in here. Even with just those 2 contacts that I just took out right now, it'll be able to fit just fine if we push it in. Now the issue is clearance on this casing right here. I thought of just trying to cut a bit of this shell right here. I just don't know if it's gonna hit too much of these contacts that are right here. I think it should just be fine. I also took off some of the top casing of the battery to kind of save some space. I don't have a Dremel with me, but I do have a craft knife, so hopefully this works. There we go. Very, very snug fit. I think the only thing that's making it snug is these battery holders right here. Let's go and try to wire this up now. Okay, so moment of truth over here. Let's see if it turns on. It turns on! Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, it works. All right, took a lot of force. I finally ended up taking off the battery holders. These are still really hot, but this should give us a lot of clearance for our battery. Okay, so here is the progress so far. We have our wires soldered onto our battery connection, and we still need to go and put the buttons back. What the plan is to stick these wires through the battery contacts used to be so that it closes flush just like so. And once we do that, we're able to just fit our battery straight up into the battery holder. All right, so after like an hour and a half of just whittling away, I finally was able to go and really make it fit. So I don't have these wires connected yet, but we have the battery in. I think I cut off a bit too much over here, but that's fine. Now that when we go and put this on, it's fully in place. So the trims, I still need to go and feed these wires through the little holes right here. Right, just like that. All right, so there we go. We're pretty much set on the outside. The buttons feel just nice. Doesn't look like they're too loose. Perfect. Let's look around for our glue gun. But there we go. And moment of truth. Oh, it is pretty dead right now, so let's go and I'm hoping that's just a power issue. We have the light on, and I think that should just be our... Oh, it's messed up. I don't know what's wrong with it. All right, so I thought that I had completely killed my Game Boy, but it was just that I didn't plug the ribbon cable in all the way. So always make sure that all your connections are good. But we're good now. Now the last part, just to make the little cut for that. I kind of got it right, just barely a bit off. But what I've been doing to get a better hole was to take my soldering iron and straight up just melt the plastic. It's a terrible idea. This whole video pretty much is a terrible idea. I think that should be just fine. And I don't want to let the plastic just melt on here. So as soon as I'm done, I clean it off with the brush and then I tin it back up a bit with some solder. It is a bit centered. I just need to go and I think I could just try to use the craft knife to the bottom part a bit. All right, so I finally detailed it a bit. Test it out, see if it closes. There we go. It charges. Oh my God, this is so cool. Okay. And it works just fine. We have our batteries right there. And let's go and see if Pokemon Ruby works on this. We have the full brightness with full volume. I really wouldn't want to use this while I'm charging it. But other than that, this is a great, cheaper solution that I came up with using only spare parts. Like, I'm just really proud of myself right now. This is really cool. If you guys liked what you saw, definitely make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more stupid videos like this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.